Hey, it's Chronologically Gaming, the only channel that's perpetually retro because we're playing every video game in order of release. It's November 1982.
Can't get a big one, 175.
Yes, may I have a B, please, as in boy?
Would you believe no B? Beverly, come on.
And what did you do when you weren't playing video games? Well, you were reading the magazines. Let's check out the very first issue of Electronic Fun with Computers and Games. So this one is an interesting one because of all the magazines we've seen up to this point, this one's trying to rival electronic games. And this magazine is trying to hit on the latest craze, video games. They're huge right now, and nothing's going to stop them. Please tell me nothing's going to stop them. This magazine is going to be changing its name by April 1984 to Computer Fun, if that tells you anything. So here we go. This is the very first issue of Electronic Fun, Computers and Games. All about the front cover has Hollywood video game explosion, Raiders of the Lost Ark, which we haven't seen yet, E.T., which we haven't seen yet, Star Wars, which we have seen, and Star Trek, which we've seen plenty of Star Trek. But we have the Atari 5200, the Vectrex, prizes, game reviews, and yes, the premiere issue right here. So excited. Let's crack it open and see what's going on. The first ad is one we've seen before. It's by M Network, showing the games they brought from Mattel in television to the Atari VCS, and some are hits, some are misses. We'll keep flipping on. We're going to actually go right past the table of contents because this one has quite a bit of different, we're going to be hitting on everything in the magazine. We got a lot to go through. Over here on the right side is, oh no, it's Condor Attack. Anybody remember that one? If you've forgotten, here's Condor Attack, whenever we played it on the Atari VCS. And now it looks okay. It looks like an okay ripoff of Demon Attack, but Condor Attack doesn't play very easily. It has some kind of glitch or problem that feels very off. So whenever you look at screenshots, probably they didn't even show any screenshots in the magazine, it doesn't look like it's doing what it's supposed to. So here we go. Yeah, you can see right here. Karate is also one that's coming up by this company. I think it's Ultravision. Yeah, that's right. We're going to see Karate later at some point. And there. Thanks, Hunter. All right, so why do they need a new video game magazine? Well, right now, video games are not stopping. There seems to be no stopping this train, and that's why they're making this magazine. This one is going to boast doing coverage of not just consoles, but home computers. It's pretty much like arcade and everything all lumped into one, kind of like electronic games. They're trying to do it all right here. Over here on the right side, they say it's the only video game magazine you'll ever need because they're going to be doing every system, kind of like we do here on the show, or kind of like electronic games as well. Get the most out of all video games. Quick, order now. We'll keep breezing on to the next one. Next is some letters. Did you ever hear about the Atari? And all I hear about is the Atari and the Intellivision. Why doesn't Video Game Press give more coverage on the Odyssey, the Emerson, or the Fairchild? I don't think anyone's going to talk about the Fairchild. It says, no, Electronic Fun will inform you of every company, every product, and every new development. But if 80% of the readers own a Atari, then they're going to cover that one. And then it says, why computers? Why do you want to stress home computers? I tell you why. That's like what we do on this show. We want to play lots of home computer games. They have 6 or 7 video game magazines on the stands, and you're coming out now? What's going to set this magazine apart? That's hilarious. There's a lot more than that, too, especially when you think of globally. Here on the show, we're reading and playing video games on a global scale. And then they want to do this Odyssey fan here wants to do a story on the Magnavox Odyssey 3 coming out next year. Hate to break it to you. You're going to be disappointed by the Magnavox Odyssey 3. And then they have articles here about the arcades coming out, too. Man, so many fun stuff. Over here on the right side, we have an ad for US Games. This company is also publishing on the Atari. Everything we've seen over so far on the show, except Word Zapper. Haven't seen that one yet. But Commando Raid, oh wait, no, Sneak and Peek, we haven't seen that yet either. But Towering Inferno, Space Jockey, and Commando Raid, all we played. Space Jockey's all right, and Towering Inferno is actually pretty good for a third-party publisher. Right now, we're getting those hits and misses. Some of these games that come out for the Atari are like, why did this come out? This is tearing up the video game industry. But then we get other games that they're not as bad as some of the other games you could play across home consoles. But what's really the contender is the computer games, which I'm glad we're playing those. All right, let's keep flipping on to the next page. Oh, here we go. This is the preview of things to come. At least I think so. We got Parker Brothers bring a Monopoly game. Wait, Playmaster. What's that? The Monopoly Playmaster? Oh, it's an electronic accessory. So it's playing Monopoly, but you're using kind of a video game format with it at the same time. And then look over here, they have the Commodore Max Machine coming out for $180. We've already seen Commodore Max Machine games because it was originally released in Japan, and so I didn't even know it had a showing in North America. It was terrible. But there it is, Commodore Max Machine. Sold the arcade-style games. And then we have the Wiko joystick right there. Extra long bat handle, looks and moves like arcade control because you want to play arcades at home, right, kids? And then we have the IntelliVoice module. It's right here. Oh, yes, talking on your games. Oh, and this is it. Subrock 3D. They do arcade coverage. If you forgot about that, Subrock 3D was a arcade game that was the very first stereoscopic 3D video game. Now, the footage I have here is really not a stereoscopic 3D. I can't recreate that. But in the arcades, though, this was a really cool experience. Sega did this, and it was showing off kind of their scaling techniques right now. Really, really impressive for the time. But a big fan of that one. It's awesome. And then over here we have the Ultravision game console. Does anyone know what this is? $500. It's a 9-inch high-resolution vector scan black and white monitor, 64K RAM, integrated arcade sound for stereo sound and headphones, runs AC/DC power, Atari-compatible Atari games. What in the world? Look at this. There's the Ultravision. What in the world's that? Well, I don't think we're going to cover that. Is that the same company that brought us Condor Attack? Oh, that would be so cool. Yeah, I have not played Subrock 3D myself in the arcade. I'd love to. And then here we go, the voice for the Odyssey 2, because all the games are starting to talk to us. All right, let's flip on to the next page. This is great seeing all these previews. Type dirty to me. They're talking about the adults-only video games. Go Moon, a Flock of Geese. And then we have a Quest for Tires, which I think is BC's games coming out later. Pac-Man Dance. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's talking about the BC game Quest for Tires. Oh, it's talking about no, it's not BC's Quest for Tires. This is an ad for or an article of the tire company Firestone taking advantage of Pac-Man. That's bizarre. And then over here is more video games. Oh, they actually hit on the adults only games. Look on the Atari. Custer's Revenge. Now, we've only seen 2 iterations of them, and by C, we don't really play the adults-only games, but the other ones they mention here we have not seen yet. And then we have Battle of the Network Stars. New York Times printed a story about Hollywood playing video games, or Hollywood people playing video games. Then we have Food and Games. Loving the artwork they're already showing in the magazine. It's all over the place. And then showing the Pac-Man TV show, which we did hit on, that it's going on right now. Pac-Man is a thing on TV. All right, so then we have why we have memory on different systems. And then this article is all about the Atari 5200. What is it? At this point, we played only the Pac-In game on the Atari 5200, Super Breakout. But yes, this is released. It's coming out. And this is everyone asking all the questions about the Atari 5200 and why they shouldn't get it, I hope. All right, let's keep going. After the Q&A, we got to add over here for, Firefighter, the other one, the contender for the Towering Inferno. We played this one first. This is by Magic. Nice ad that they give for that one. I actually like the Towering Inferno better than Firefighter, but this one still plays pretty good for the Atari. And then over on their right side, video games. Are they killing rock and roll? No, not even close. Not yet. I don't know why they have corn nuts here, but you can see lots of articles on different things happening in the music world as well. Oh, no way. The complete Atari 5200 set with the giant brick of the power supply too. That's awesome. All right, let's keep going. Lots of magazine to cover here. Then we have the quote of the month. All you have to do is watch a kid in the arcade run out of money. He really goes into glucose shock. He runs around, tries to borrow a quarter from somewhere. He just has to have a new fix, like it's some kind of drug that kids have in the arcade. Over here, we got the top 10 home and arcade. Look at this. At home, number 1, and I am with them, Donkey Kong on Coleco. Number 2, Defender on Atari. Chopper Command number 3 by Activision. I'm surprised to see that one. Star Master by Activision number 4, definitely. Then there's Empire Strikes Back. Number 5, Yar's Revenge, still holding number 6. Very good. Super Breakout. I don't think that's the Atari 5200. I think it's just, on the Atari 2600. Pac-Man on Atari, still number 8, maybe by sales. Space Hawk on the Intellivision. I don't know why that one's number 9. Barnstorming. Okay, that's very interesting. But look at the arcade. Tron number 1. Yes, I'm totally with you there. Miss Pac-Man's number 2. And this is their rating, by the way. We got Zaxxon at number 3. That should be higher. Turbo, by nice by Gremlin, Kangaroo, then Robotron, 2084, Dig Dug, Galaga, Pac-Man, and Donkey Kong. Wow. Donkey Kong's number 10. It got beat out by Tron, at least on this rating. That's crazy. This is amazing stuff. There's the Zaxxon TV commercial down there in the bottom left. Wow. And then a Magic shipping their 1 millionth cart. Way to go, a Magic. 1 million games that they've done. And that's why it's so many games being pumped out. It's like, it feels like nothing's going to stop right now. And then over here on the far right side, they have Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. That's a really good one. Essentially, it's like kind of like Defender, you know, scrolling left and right on the Atari. And then Intellivision Odyssey slugging it out. Yeah, I know everyone sees the number 1 console right now as Atari, but then what's the number 2? You had Intellivision and the Odyssey 2 fighting it out over it. And then we got Intellivision owners. And then look at all those cartridges for the Intellivision, all coming from Coleco. We've already seen, I think, 3 or 4 so far. And then the Odyssey 3 in 1983. We won't see the Magnavox Odyssey 3, thanks to a certain special event. And then we have, oh, look at that Mindscape Data Age. That's the record that came included with some of the other games. Man, so many good stuff here. And then a video game tournament. Oh, sweet. Let's keep going. This magazine has everything. Over on the right side is an ad for ColecoVision. Very good console right now. Honestly, all the games that have come out for it have been really, really good. Arcade quality. They hit the ground running. They're holding a good fight against Atari. That's for sure. And they have the That's true. They have the expansion module, so you can play all your Atari on this anyway, if you want to. Yeah. And then we got a great ad for that one. And this is all about games going Hollywood. And we haven't even seen the biggest brunt yet. I mean, on the show, the only biggest licensed game that we played so far has been Tron. And there is a few every now and then, but most of them, they're not licensed games from Hollywood. But we're about to get the big ones there. That one. Look at that. E.T. holding Star Wars Empire Strikes Back. We did get that one, but we haven't seen E.T. and we haven't seen the bottom right corner here, Indiana Jones, on the Atari yet. It's coming out soon, right around the corner. They did say show Towering Inferno. When we played it on the show, I didn't see a lot of proof that it was based on the movie because they didn't show screenshots. But yeah, it was based on the movie. And here's King Kong. We did see that one. Nice. Kong and Conan the Barbarian. Yeah, that one's going to influence a lot. And there's Star Trek. Check it out. Star Trek 2, Wrath of Khan. Pictures there. Yeah, it's all going to start flooding in licensed games. Get digitized Spock down here in the bottom left. And then Tron, of course. That's been plenty of games that we've seen for that one. Oh, and there's another one we haven't really seen too much of. There's only one game that had James Bond in it, and that was one that was a cassette on the Texas Instruments 99.4A. But we are going to be getting more James Bond titles. All that's coming. Oh, and Alien. The Alien games. We played plenty of games called Alien, but we don't get an actual Alien game yet. Empire Strikes Back is good. Now, this one's an interesting one. Now, this article is for 2 games. The one here on the right is one we've seen on the show. Viper's a really, really cool, fun game. It's essentially like you're playing a Centipede variant, but they change it up. It's very, very well done. However, over here on the left, Frog Attack is gone. It is a missing game, lost game. Most likely, I'm guessing it's Frogger. It's a Frogger variant, but this is nowhere. I don't know where this is. AIM Software has quite a bit of releases that we are going to see on the show, but anyone have a copy of Frog Attack? Because there's another lost video game here on Chronologically Gaming, and that's all we're going to see of it unless someone has a copy. All right, let's keep flipping on. Now we got an article about the brand new 20-year-old Mark Turmel, the newest, hottest video game designer. And there, down at the bottom, is Fast Eddie, one of the games we've seen. This is an article where they're interviewing Mark Turmel about his games. And here's just a few clips of what Fast Eddie was. It's essentially like a platformer similar to Donkey Kong, very simplistic, but we saw this on the Atari home computer, Atari VCS, and then the I believe one of the other home computers too. So it's already out there in a few different places, and it was pretty good. Fairly average for all the games you could play up to this point, but you got to admit platformers are still really new. They got some design documents here. I think, is that Fast Eddie or is that a different one? That looks like a different one. Turmoil, I bet, is what it looks like. Which I don't think we've seen it yet, but here we go. Here's some images. Oh, Beanie Bopper, another really good one. Really cool commercial for that one too. So there, Mark Turmel showing off his work, and then look at this. He's doing so well as a designer. He shows off his sports car. Awesome. Go, Mark, go. And we'll be seeing more games developed by him. And the next article, oh my goodness, look at this. The Vectrex. We played the first few launch titles, and we're not done. We're going to play more Vectrex before the end of the year, but this is big. I love the Vectrex. Look at that. It comes with a screen, hand controller / joystick. It looks, it's rectangular like it is a gamepad, but it's really not. And then over here, we got a few of the games that we haven't seen Scramble or Ripoff yet or Starhawk yet, but Mindstorm is the one that came with it. We've seen that one. And then Berserk saw that, and Armor Attack. And then Solar Quest. Haven't seen those yet. Star Trek, but all these we'll be seeing, if not by the end of the year, right in the beginning of 1983. And then Clean Sweep, Hyperchase. This is a great article all about the Vectrex. So much fun. Still the only console with vector-based graphics, unless the Ultravision, was that vaporware? I want to know if that's real. Is the Ultravision for real? And then they talk about Scramble. Nice. Over here on the side, we have why Atari's #1. Yes, no one can stop Atari. No one. I still love the Atari. And then over right on the other side of the page is the Vectrex trying to compete with him. Look how happy everybody is. Mom is never that happy about video games. Unless unless she's not buying them. Introducing the system chosen 2 over 1. Yeah, because it's the most unique. It really is. Mom still would not be excited. And over here we got the $200 question, which game system is right for you? And it's basically true-false questions. Cool idea, though, because right now we're getting saturated with different consoles. And so all those consoles, consumers don't really know what to buy, and that's part of why we had the video game crash. So many things happening that are wrong on this one. All right, so let's flip on to the next one, and we have all the answers. If the answers were true for graphics, then you want to go with the Intellivision, Vectrex, ColecoVision, or the Atari 5200 are right for you. The best, highest resolution graphics. Imagine that. Imagine right now the best, highest resolution graphics are coming from those consoles. So funny. They don't talk about computers, I guess. And then they also talk about... so this is great. Answers for all the questions. You can get the console that's right for you. And then we have some pictures of what's out right now. The Atari VCS or 2600. The Intellivision with the IntelliVoice. There's the Astrocade or Astro Arcade is what we originally saw it as the Bally Astrocade, but now it's the Videocade. There's the Odyssey 2 and there's the... Is that... Wait, Intellivision? Is it 2 Intel? Oh, it's the ColecoVision. That's at the top there. That's what's hot and cool right now. Next article is about Pac-Man. Is this an interview with Pac-Man? Oh, no, it's the guy who does the voice, I guess, of Pac-Man. Yes, that's right, because he had to do the voice of the cartoon. Too cool. And Pac-Man fever is still going strong right now. Love it. Thanks, Pac-Man. So they do an interview with him. Yeah, magazine, this was already shaping up to be a really, really nice one. I would have loved this. Now, on the right side, hey, we've seen this ad when we played all these games by Data Age. There they are down at the bottom. Warp Lock, Airlock, Encountered L5, Snake and Bugs, all of them. We've played them all here on Chronologically Gaming. And they came with the Mindscape record. That's what they show here. Love it. Yeah, don't you love the artwork? These magazines are so good. And there it is. Electronic fun with computers and games on sale right now. Over here on the handheld side, we got Donkey Kong as a handheld. At least the Coleco Donkey Kong. We haven't seen that one yet on the show. It's got to be close, though. And then down here on the bottom right, we have seen Dungeons & Dragons by Mattel. Starhawk we didn't see, so this might be the only place you're going to be seeing it. That's cool. Was that the only handheld section we have? And then we have the IntelliVoice. The Intellivision does not have a module like the ColecoVision does, where you can play games on the Atari on your Intellivision. The module that comes with the ColecoVision, though, they end up making their own console. I think it's called the Coleco Gemini. And that one's going to be released at some time near the end of the year. Now, here on the show, if we don't get any new games, we're not going to showcase the new console. But I might show a commercial of the Gemini, because it's a very rare case where they got a whole system. Atari or Coleco got a whole nother cloned Atari that you could play Atari games. It's amazing. It's a bird, it's a plane, it's Super Atari. And that's right, it's the Atari 5200. The sleek and modern console. Yeah, they're trying to sell it. Hasn't bought it for me yet. Well, we've only played Super Breakout. Man, should have been released way earlier. And there it is, Pac-Man. Oh, all the games we're going to be seeing pretty soon. There's Missile Command. Man, it's so tricky to pin down when these actually came out, too, because for the launch titles, some sources say that Missile Command did come out, but then some sources say that it didn't come out right at launch. I know Pac-Man for sure and Space Invaders for sure, and there you can see Real Sports Soccer. It's still iffy on that one. We'll have to see whenever as time goes on. Pac-Man's coming again on the Atari 5200. Hey, there it is, Super Breakout. Looks basically the same as it did on the Atari home computer. And then they talk about the controllers and then the future of the 5200. I know the future of the 5200. Right here, everything's looking up. Everything's so promising. It's so light and cheery. I wish it would stay that way, but we all know it's not. And then over here on the right, we got an ad for Coconuts by Telesis. Not very good on the gameplay department. Really impressive, though, how large your character is on the screen, dodging those coconuts. Yeah, right? It does kind of a little bit. The Real Sports game kind of reminds me of how M-Network brought the Intellivision games to the Atari. That's kind of what it feels, too. All right, let's flip on. There is... Oh, is that Galaxian? Yeah. Nice. Galaxian for the 5200. I believe that was a launch title, too. But we'll see. Time will tell when we see it on the show. There was a lot of magazines we've already read here on the show, and a lot of others that keep boasting of what when the Atari 5200 was going to come out, what games were going to come out. There was all kinds of stuff. What actually happened is still a mystery. We'll see. Okay, there's Space Invaders and Galaxian, and over here we got an ad for Fast Food. Another one by Telesis, better than Coconuts. That plays like a classic Atari game. And then flip it over to the right. Oh, Meteorites, yes. Was that an official? Was Meteorites official, or was that a prototype for the Atari 5200? I don't know if I want to read this article. I hate video games. The video game addict. See, that's what I used to look like before. And now, that's what I look like. That's hilarious. Some people hate video games. Yes. But that's not the reason why we had the crash. Yeah, it's basically the same system. The 5200 and the home computer were kind of the same, which is why it's not as impressive, because here on the show, we played over 300 games on the Atari home computer. This is hilarious. The Walkman video game, I love it. All right, here we go. Let's play the game. Name that game. Everyone ready to play? If you think you know video games, you can write in the name of the game for all the numbers. Oh, you can actually do the manufacturer, too. Let's see if we can win $20,000. That did look like a Virtual Boy. Way in the past, Hunter. Not even close. If you got the Vectrex, though, later they had a 3D, like a stereoscopic 3D visor that you would put on to play on the Vectrex console. Okay, here we go. Number one. Number one looks like... ooh, that's a tough one. That looks like Ballyastrocade. Maybe... I'm thinking Space War on the Ballyastrocade for number one. Actually, the explosion... If it had the radar at the bottom, I would have said a Cosmic Battle, but I actually can't pin number one. What is number one? Oh, number two is easy. That one's Ladybug. That's for the ColecoVision. Let's see. Number three is Space Invaders, Atari 2600. Or no, wait, that might be. Is that for the Fairchild? I think that's the Space Invaders for. Oh, is that Space Spartans over here? Number one. Yeah, there we go. I think that's the Space Invaders that was on the Fairchild for number three. Number four looks like Astro Blitz for the Intellivision. Number five, Pac-Man on the Atari VCS. Number six looks like, that's Laser Battle by Activision on the Atari. Number seven, I don't know number seven. That one has briefcases. Is that the Tax Avoiders game for number seven? Number 8 looks like Mazatron, Tron Mazatron. And then number 9, it's got to be Super Breakout. Do we have 9? Okay, only 9 of them. So there you go. Put your best guesses in for what all the video games are for this one. Guess that game. That's a fun game to play. All right, let's keep flipping on to the next page. And here we go. No way. Who's that guy in the top right? That looks like Steve Jobs, but it can't be Steve Jobs, right? Oh, Laser Blast. Maybe that's what it was called. Oh, is that what it is? Lost Luggage, James? Thanks. All right, and then we got over on the left side, Robotron 2084. No, I believe that is that... It doesn't say it. He looks like Steve Jobs, but it's got to be the designer of Robotron 2084. It doesn't show us. It's not saying it here. I'm not seeing. Yeah, it's not showing the name, but it's scary how it looks strikingly like him. Yeah, they're talking about Robotron 2084. Yeah, right. He's too hairy and he's not wearing a turtleneck, so it can't be Steve Jobs. And then we have over here on the right side, should you buy a projection TV? And we had another article from a magazine that brought that up too. Projection television. Yeah, you get bigger images for all your games. Why not, right? I don't know if I'd go that far. It's awesome. All right, keep flipping on to the next page. Yeah, who was it? I really would like to know. Maybe it was who wrote the article. All right, so moving on next is Indiana Jones in the living room. Haven't seen it here on the show. This is the first time we're seeing it in the magazine first. And by the way, this is the November issue of Electronic Fun with Computers and Games. So that's the first picture to get everyone hyped of Raiders of the Lost Ark. Right now, Howard Scott Warshaw is frantically working or finishing the touches up on it. Or maybe it's already out and they're just manufacturing it. Then we got Astro Smash, Astro Blast that we saw from before. And then Room of Doom. We saw that one on the Atari VCS. This one's by Kama Vid. It feels a little stilted to me of all the games you could play, especially when it feels like it should be Berserk, but it's not. All right, let's keep going to the next one. Oh, this is great. These are all reviews. Empire Strikes Back. Excellent. Excellent. And then Communist Mutants from Space, another excellent one. Plays like a really well-done Galaxian, but it's using that supercharger for the Atari. Over here we have Sword Quest Earthworld and Fireworld, which we haven't seen yet. I don't think Fireworld's going to come out. Or Earthworld came out. I don't think Fireworld comes out in 82. Maybe that's 83. But only time will tell. Maybe we will see it here on Chronologically Gaming. And then we have Phaser Patrol. That's also on, the supercharger. So you need a cassette and the supercharger unit to play. It's not just a cartridge you pop in to play. All right, let's keep going. Next one is Mega Mania. Another excellent shooter for the Atari. Microsurgeon. Oh, they have the picture? Yeah, there we go. I love this one. It's just so quirky and weird. Stranger than all the other games you could be playing up to this point. Love it. And then we have two different opinions. That shows the controversy behind. Because some people are like, this is great. And some people are like, this is just too weird. So I bet that's what it is. Oh, and then another very strange one, Demons to Diamonds. We played the commercial whenever this came out. So strange. I don't know what Atari was smoking for Demons to Diamonds, but it is a good fun shooting game. It uses the paddle controller. Flip it on to the next one. We have Omega Race for the VIC-20. Yes, there you go. Some computer coverage. And they're rating it on number of joysticks. Look, Omega Race gets 3 joysticks. Gorf gets 3 joysticks. Love it. And there's these aren't true screenshots. Have you noticed that? Some of these are fabrications. And we've seen that a few times in magazines where they're making it up. It looks like they're piecing together construction paper for it. I see what you did there. We got Draw Poker on the Commodore VIC-20. Of all the games to review on the Commodore VIC-20, what about Defender on Try? And then we got Jupiter Lander on the Commodore VIC-20. Lots of Commodore VIC-20 love. Nice. Yeah, that's great. It's very fun. Commodore Max Machine has that one too. All right, what's in store for gamers in the next couple of years? Well, for home consoles, I hate to break it to you, but we have several different people, the Atari VP, the Arcadia VP, the Coleco VP, the Imagic VP, Mattel VP. Wow, this is great. This is an amazing magazine. Hearing from all these people right now in November 1982 on what they think is going to happen. Yeah, what the game industry is going to be. This is incredible. What's going to happen with peripherals? And bear in mind, we already have systems like the Vectrex is coming out, and they're going to have a 3D peripheral. I'm sure they're already way ahead of the curve. I bet they're thinking already in the future for things we don't even have now. It's amazing. Cool idea, though. Great idea for an article. How far off are we going to get from a TV with 2 speakers on a wall playing games with stereo sound? And they just say not very far. And then we have, oh man, this is a great article. I love this. Yes, enhancing games, the addition of smell. And you remember when they tried to do smell-o-vision? Yes. Bringing the odor of gas fumes to video games. Yeah, good luck with that. And what about the shift to home computers? Is it making video games obsolete? Oh, they want to be able to have both, a computer and... Yes, right? The destruction of gaming. That's what they should be talking about. This is fascinating. So amazing. And then this one about games and communication being the link. We've played maybe 1 or 2 games that required a modem link. Now, out there, there is ways to connect, ARPANET and MUDs that are out there, multi-user dungeons and so forth, but not nearly as ambitious as other things like that. Oh, really? Yeah, I'm sure you did, Curtis. I'm amazed they had this. This is a great article. I love it. And then we have Thorn EMI ad. Nice. This was mostly, I think it's only on the Atari home computer. Yeah, and Thorn EMI, they're showing off their sub simulator. Darts. Some of the best music we first ever heard for any video game happened to be on Darts. Oh, yeah, this is great. Yeah, Thorn EMI is bringing out some great games. Go, Thorn EMI, go. Over here, we got a buyer's guide, 1982 microcomputer guide. What have they got over here? Texas Instruments 994A. There's the Atari 800. We got the TRS-80 color computer, Commodore VIC-20, and Apple IIe, I believe is... Yeah, Apple IIe there. Yeah, they don't say the E, but I know that one's out already. Yeah, Radio Shack. Sweet. Yes, what's the buyer's guide? No way, they got us a grid and a rubric. Oh, look at this. It's showing all of the information about the computers. This is so cool. And then the Commodore Max machine. I actually didn't know it had a presence in North America, and I'm amazed they're showing it here. And here on the show, we're playing all video games across the whole world. So this is not even including all the games that you can play in Japan. This is the buyer's guide for North America. Look at this. And it's showing what the optional peripherals are. Wow, this is so cool. What languages it has. Look at the TRS-80 Model 1, 2, and 3. It's got the most programming language. No, wait, maybe Texas Instruments does. That's amazing. Nice. And price points, too. Great read. This is so good. Oh, and then the computers and consoles that have speech capability or talking, synthesized voice speech recognition. This is going through everything. And then the games, too. Yeah, the number of games that came out for it. TRS-80's got some good ones, and they're pointing out some of the ones by Big 5 Software. Oh, this is awesome. Yeah, this is like getting ready for the holiday season and getting a computer right now. Yeah, the computer world's going to take over. Yeah, and the Big N. I'm so excited for the Big N. Well, next year we're going to have the Big F for the Famicom. All right, so here we go. The TS-1000. Timex Sinclair? Yeah, they're talking about the $100 computer. That's so funny. Yes, and then rating the $100, the cheapest computer, but it's essentially like a beefed-up calculator. And we played games on that one, too. Etch-a-Sketch screen. This is so cool. Look at this. Way to go. Yes, electronic fun with computers and games. And then we have over here on the right, more information. Oh, yeah, and then I'm bringing up the ZX81. Yeah, making it so it's not a toy. And then we have some people writing in, Dear President Reagan, don't worry about a nuclear attack by the Russians. We've tapped into the computers at the nuclear arsenals in all the civilized countries in the world, and the United States too. Don't laugh. Me and Richie are in control. Oh, these are fun. These are a fun read. And there he is. Ad for electronic fun with computers and games. And then the reader program of the month. Send us a game program. Yes. Notice that this magazine did not have any type-in programs. This is the magazine that's made for the layman, the normal people that are just gamers. But majority of magazines you could play or read right now are the ones that are going to have code that you type in. Here in the show, we've typed in and played about 85 games. And so give us more games to type in. What do they give us? Look at this. They do have a type-in game. What? It's a basic one, right? Yeah, look at that. Danger Down Deep by David Thomas. Wow. They got that one. Now, I don't think we saw Danger Down Deep. I don't know if we could play it or if anyone has typed this one in. Is it any good? We try to only show some of the best type-in games instead of all of them. And then these are articles continued from what we had seen before. More of the buyer's guide. Oh, the Commodore VIC-20 Max machine are here in the back. ColecoVision conversion module. Got to have those. So cool. And then over here, we're going to add for Amador coming home on the Atari VCS first. And that's what it is here. Yeah, that's where we have it here. Oh, wait, did they have the Commodore 64 in that buyer's guide? Where was the Commodore 64 in it? It doesn't have it here. It's only the Commodore VIC-20 and the Max Machine because it's that new. We've already played several games on the Commodore 64. It must not be as mainstream. VIC-20 is still number 1. And then near the end of the magazine, we got an ad for Mega Mania, a Space Nightmare. Pretty good shooter. Yeah, right. And that's it. That's the end. All right, so that's where we got to put our video game reading on pause. Lots more video games to come and lots more games to play as we continue our quest playing and reading everything about video games here in November 1982. This magazine really gets me hyped up. It's like getting excited for the holiday season. It has everything I would want to experience or see in video games. Really, really fun. Next time on Chronologically Gaming, we're going to exterminate on the TRS-80, escape from Colditz on the ZX Spectrum, design a face, and go to a fantastic voyage on the Atari home computer. That's it for today, and like I always say, video game journalism was the best in magazines. Hey everybody, thanks for checking out the channel and joining me on my quest to play every single video game in order of release. We'll be streaming live every weekday at 9 p.m. Central, so join us and let us know if we missed any games along the way. This video would not be possible without Launchbox, RetroArch, and MAME. Tell all your friends there's some crazy guy named Chronologically Gaming trying to play every single video game. We have links down below that'll send you to places like our Discord and Patreon, and one that says all the video games we've ever played. If you go there, it's a list of everything, and you can click right to the game you want to see. Chronologically Gaming is the name to look for. We are perpetually retro, and we will catch you next time.